An open letter to the Georgia Department of Labor. Due to one of doubtless many bureaucratic cock-ups, I recently received an internal memo from the US state of Georgia's Department of Labor. Now, I was amused by the coincidence that a government economics department happened to accidentally send an email to someone who, for the past few months, has been studying economics in my spare time, so I decided to give them some helpful tips on running their state. Now, the message came with a strict warning that if anybody received this accidentally, they should delete this. However, I decided that this would be a wonderful opportunity to teach them the valuable ethical and economic lessons on the nature of trade. If I had something they wanted, then they should give me something I wanted. Mutually beneficial and voluntary, perfectly in accordance with libertarian and objectivist principles. Though sadly, evidence appears to be mounting that the US government is unaware of these very important foundational issues. As I feel the general population, or at least as much of it as gets on YouTube, could do with some lessons on how to treat economic issues and the US government, I will repeat verbatim the letter that I sent them. Sup. I appear to have received a Georgia Department of Labor internal memo thingy by mistake, unless I was hired by you guys and no one told me, in which case I would like to offer some suggestions on your economic policies, as I happen to be studying Austrian economics right now and could use a US state to run some experiments. 6.3% unemployment rate? I could get it down to 0 in a week. You've been using too much of those Keynesian calculations, haven't you? Well, if Senator Rand Paul doesn't take over next time, you guys are in some serious economic doo-doo. Heck, make me president, or better yet, supreme emperor, and a free market paradise shall be yours. Seriously, read some Ludwig von Mises or Hayek. It's embarrassing watching you guys. If this was indeed an error, please publicly flog the bureaucrat responsible, or however you punish your minions. I will delete your email and its Word file, for a fee, of course, perhaps a lifetime supply of those oranges you're so proud of. Or I hear you make a lot of Coca-Cola. And then I will go back to my life free of the world's biggest train wreck that is the US government bureaucracy. Wasn't your country supposed to be built on Locke's classical liberal minimal government model? Get with the plan. Or rejoin the British Empire. Oh, if you don't mind, ask the NSA to tap my phone, as I always work best with an audience. Though I would point out that as a UK subject of the Crown, if you try anything rendition-y, the Queen will kick you in the crotch wearing her pointy shoes. Not that I have much to worry about. It took you over 10 years to find Bin Laden, and given how I am far less of a menace to national security, by my calculations, you won't get around to tracking me down until the year 2670. I will probably be too old to give a fart at that point. So just send me the oranges. Anyway, the way I see it, as your rebellion against the English crown was illegal and you flatter yourselves that you're public servants, that means I am your boss, even more than the American people. So, in summation, let this be a lesson to you. If I were a taxpayer, I'd want a refund. Though not in oranges. Yours, in compliance with the US Constitution, even though I am not an American, but I like the wording and it has some nice penmanship, Edward Andre Lacour, aka the Voice of Reason. Freelance philosopher, for when you want some really hardcore thinking done for you. I'm your guy. I can sit and think really hard for hours. P.S. If you don't happen to have enough money for a lifetime supply, I'd settle for a large crate delivered to my door by a Green Beret. P.P.S. For God's sake, fire the guy who made your website. It looks like an AOL site from '98. And that was that. I hope to get a reply from them soon, and if I do, I'll be sure to let you know.